Let's bring in a man I'm sure wouldn't let this fly at his club. Former Newcastle and Everton manager Sam Allardyce is with us. Morning, Sam.
Good morning, Sam.
Good morning, boys. How are we?
We're good, thanks. Look, let's put you back in charge of Newcastle United,
Yes.
shall we?
Go on, then.
How would you deal with Alexander Isak?
Sell him.
Simple as that?
I'd sell him, yeah. I'd go for the best price and then I'd sell him. I think that once a player makes his mind up as determined as he is, and because there's nothing else you can do rule-wise, I suppose if he stays away, the only thing you do is you don't pay him. And I think that then it obviously becomes a situation where nobody wins. I mean, unless the board are strong enough to say, let him rot, Sam, and we'll go and buy you another centre-forward, which is the best way to deal with it, in my opinion. Somebody has to stand up to a player that's going to, or players that are going to start doing this on a regular basis, where they've got contracts. In Isak's case, a particularly long contract, 3 years. Then the owners are obviously looking at the value or not to devalue him. But at the end of the day, if you want to stand up and be counted and put a shock across the players across the Premier League, saying you can't treat your clubs like this after you've dedicated yourself to a contract. And we've got to talk about the agents, Jeff. The agents need some real sorting out for me, because it's the agents who are behind this. It's the agents who will be telling, in my opinion, the agents will be telling the player that don't go in, refuse to play, and then we'll get you away. And they'll stay in communication with the club that wants him over that basis until such time as that club moves in again, either with a slightly higher bid or not. So I think it's too much power with the player and too much power with the agent, and something has to be done about it. Certainly with the sort of money that's escalating again, and wages and transfer fees are escalating beyond recognition. I think that should have been controlled years and years ago, but it's ran away with everybody, and everybody gets frightened and everybody starts splashing out money that's not only massive in terms of transfer fee, but contracts are bigger than transfer fees by the amount of wages they're getting paid. So they need to stand up somewhere, or the rules need to be changed. And of course, you can't go out and shop without selling the player now because of financial fair play, which makes it even more difficult. So very difficult situation.
But it's hard, isn't it, Sam, for Eddie Howe Newcastle to say, all right, then we'll sell him. All right, Liverpool, call it 120, 130, wherever the fee is. But they've tried to get Sesko in. They're probably interested in Gyökeres as well. What striker out there is there that they can replace Isak with going into a Champions League season? And if the transfer window closes and Isak hasn't left, I'm sure he'll want to play in a World Cup year.
Absolutely. I think the problem with everybody is where do you find the centre forward? Look how long it's taken Arsenal to find one. So while they've been out looking, and while they're going to be, at the moment, I don't think there's anybody they can buy that's going to be better than Isak for the Premier League. That's the problem for Newcastle. And with them reaching the Champions League next year, it's going to be particularly difficult for them again to play in the Champions League and then win a Premier League game. So the Newcastle fans, unfortunately, might have to face a little more difficult season because of the demands of the Champions League plus playing in the league on the weekend after. If you look at results at football clubs that enter Europe, then generally the results after a Champions League game or a Europa game diminish. They find it much more difficult to get a result. So, but finding a centre forward to replace him is nearly impossible. So I think, it's a really big problem. And of course for Eddie, it'll drop on his shoulders, because if Newcastle don't start as good as they did finish last season or achieve as much as last season, then the fans are going to talk about him not getting it right or not doing it as much or not doing this or not doing that, And I think it's a massive problem in the game about player power and agent power, or I should reverse it, agent power and player power. And that is a real problem that needs sorting. And the demand that they did, I mean, nobody really expresses how much the agents fee are on these these transfers, but I think the amount of total transfer fee to agents last year was millions and millions of pounds, in the hundreds and hundreds of millions.
We're in the wrong job, Sam. We're definitely in the wrong job, mate. You know.
Well, I should get back in the job then if we start paying the managers more than they did when I was there. So you know what I mean. At least it would be all right, like me. But it is a problem, Jeff. It's that however much the money increases, the tap opens up. There's no plug in it. It's just a big open sink, and the money keeps pouring out and it goes out to football, because transfer fees and wages is money out of football. And I don't know how they're going to stop it now, but there's needs some deep. I mean, financial fair play is even a massive burden now. I mean, normally before that, you would ask the club to buy the player that you wanted, and then you would sell the player from there. But Liverpool probably will get him in the end, I think. But then, when does the deadline shut? The end of this month?
Yeah.
There's another
Sam,
problem.
I just want to jump in.
Should we not bring the deadline forward and stop all this aggravation while the season's going on?
I just want to jump in quickly, Sam, because I've got one more question. We're almost out of time. So Jack Grealish has gone to one of your old clubs, Everton.
Brilliant.
You loved a flair player, I mean, at Bolton, I remember JJ Okocha, and you're a joke there, Evan, loads of others as well. How excited should Everton fans be about that?
Absolutely, very, very excited indeed. And Simon was saying on radio yesterday he shouldn't be going to Moyes because Moyes doesn't like flair players. Simon, you're so wrong. It's unbelievable. You don't know Moyes, mate. I do. So anyway, West Ham have suffered since he left as well, haven't they? Like you mean. So Everton did great last year, didn't they, when he took over? You know what I mean? So, your opinion sometimes is rather harsh and unfair, mate. But Moyes will do a great job with Jack. Jack will flourish under Moyes. Everton will love him. He'll go out there and play football. And apparently, a bit of credit, I think he's dropped his wages slightly, if I believe the news is right. But Jack just wants to play football, and certainly getting away from Man City as quickly as possible. As much as I like Pep, but to Jack, get out of there as quick as you can, because otherwise your career will go backwards. So go play football, go enjoy
Definitely.
it. Make Everton want you full time as quickly as possible, mate.
Sam, brilliant as ever. Thank you very much.
Top man, Sam. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sam Allardyce's views on Alexander Isak and Jack Grealish. Coming up, Jacob Ramsey, heavily linked with Newcastle this morning, according to talkSPORT sources.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.